builder? They do something. Right? They enroll someone. Like by themselves. Right? You have a builder. So, how do you know if you have a leader? So let me just give you the shortcut right now. You go to Oil Life and you buy the doTERRA crystal ball. And you look into it deeply. I'm just kidding. Some of you are like, really? They have that? I wish. They don't have that. I'm just joking. Okay, so here's the difference. We're all out there looking for builders, but what you really want is a leader. And this is why. A builder works. They enroll people. They do classes. Right? So we want builders. The difference between a builder and a leader is a leader duplicates. Did you feel that go through the room? Right? A leader duplicates. And that changes everything. So we're going to focus on leadership. And what's the difference between a natural born leader versus a natural developed leader? Which of these happens more? Have you ever met someone that says, oh, I'm a natural born leader? First, just the fact that they're saying that should concern you. Right? That should be the first red flag right there, right? Almost every leader in doTERRA, in government, in church, in society was developed, right? They were not born that way. And that's your journey here. So we're going to take that and we're going to get into what is leadership for you and for me. And I love this definition because this is what we have to do. You've got to inspire people to become their highest possible version of themselves. You've got to believe in them. Your number one job as a leader in doTERRA is to believe in your team members and build an environment that facilitates this on an ongoing process, on an ongoing basis. It's all about what I inspire them to do. Okay? That's our number one job. How am I going to inspire them to keep moving forward? How am I going to empower them? Not just with the oils, because that's easy, right? Empowering them with the oils is easy. We know they work. We know they're amazing. We know we have solutions. It's harder to inspire them personally, not to light a fire under them, but to light a fire in them, right? How do we do that? And we've heard about focusing on our why. It's been mentioned in some of the other sessions. It was mentioned yesterday. How do we create that vision? We're going to talk more about vision here in a second, and lead them through change. Those are all questions that are going to have different answers for each of us, right, as we move forward. But leadership, this is for you and I. Okay, we're talking about launching, relaunching for some of us right now. Leadership is about taking responsibility for what others won't, so that someday you will have the results that others don't. Are you open for that? The number one indicator for me that someone is on their way out is when they start blaming someone else. Right? You've never truly failed until you blame someone else. Right? Rachel Hollis said it yesterday. If there's a problem in our business, and you will all have problems in your business, right? We all have them. I have them. Right? I got stories. We don't have time for that. Okay? But some of them are fun. But until we take personal responsibility, the problem, generally, and the solution, almost always, can be found by looking in the mirror. Right? So we got to take that responsibility. So the first person we have to lead is who? Us. Right? We've got to lead us. There's no mistake about that. If you want to attract builders, if you want to attract those people that are going to take your team to the next level, we have to start by leading us. And we're all familiar with the law of attraction in here, and I actually just heard it mentioned a few minutes ago on the panel. I love this. What's the root of the word attraction?
Attract.
No. Very good. Action. Okay? Because the law of attraction, yes, it's a real thing, but you can manifest all day long that you're going to be a blue diamond. If you don't take action and do something, the law of attraction cannot work. right? So enthusiasm is a blessing. Enthusiasm is amazing, but until there's some kind of activity, it's not going to do anything for us, right? This is super important just to be mindful of, that every action we take either attracts or repels. Okay, ponder that for a second. And then ponder this incredibly painful, possibly painful statement. Maybe it's not painful for you. We recruit who we are. Some of you just sat back in your chair and thought, oh crap. I am so in trouble. Right? But that is a fact. We do recruit who we are. We attract who we are. And so if we're wanting to have greater leadership and develop better leadership, we have to become that first, right? We all agree? Everybody good? Okay. So we want to become a high achiever. These are the characteristics of a high achiever, and this is what we want to emulate, right? Ambition. Got to be ambitious, right? Or they're not going to take action. They've got to be looking for something more. Looking for some change, right? If they are 100% content in their life right now, it's hard to get them to do the business because they're not looking for anything, right? That doesn't mean things won't change, by the way. Some of our best success stories were people that we had to work with for years before they were ready, before their window was open. Everyone has a woo.
Woo! Woo!
Y'all have a woo? You do, you just don't know it. It's called window of opportunity. Woo. You gotta wait for the window to be open sometimes, right? So they're looking for something more, they're teachable. Man, this is a huge one. Can't tell you the number of people that have come in and like, I'm gonna do this my way. What exactly is that? Well, I sold cars for 10 years. Right? That's the evil laugh that's going on in my head when they say that. It's like, what? Okay? But they don't know what they don't know, right? And so they got to get to that teachable space if they're going to be one of these high achievers, and they got to be honest. Please. Right? Which means what? We got to be honest. Okay? So these are the 4 primary characteristics of a high achiever. There are others. But if we want to attract this and develop this, we got to start with ourselves. Okay, so we're going to launch or relaunch ourselves with these characteristics. As far as our team goes, this is huge. We have the responsibility of building a bigger dream, a bigger vision for our team. Just yesterday, and this person might be in this room, so I won't say his name, but just his, I said his, whoops. One of the 17 men in the room. There are more of us here though, right guys? Yeah! I wanted to like scream and shout yesterday a few times. Oh, by the way, total tangent, we're gonna chase the squirrel just for a second, then we'll come back. Men, the day before convention, we are doing a men's event. Right? So, or ladies, if you want your man to be in, right? Just Google doTERRA shift. There's an F in there. doTERRA shift event, right? And it'll pull up the information. It's like $30 or something like that. It's the day before convention. It's a half-a-day training, and it's all men, by men, for men. Right? Ladies, you're welcome to come if you want to, but we are going to ignore you. Because Rachel Hollis ignored us yesterday. So we are going to have our turn. All right? So, there you go. We're done with that squirrel. Create a vision for your team. This is so important. Yesterday, my friend, he's stuck. He's stuck. Super successful, very high income. And his question was, what do I do to get unstuck? And the response was that I don't know what to say. It's a textbook answer. You need a bigger vision. Bigger vision. You need a bigger why. Something that moves you, because financially they're set. Totally set. Right? So it cannot be money. because that's already been achieved, right? So what is that vision both for him and for his team, right? We have that responsibility of building up that vision. Part of how we do that is modeling the performance as a leader, okay? First, we have to study, do, and teach all simultaneously. This is on-the-job training, okay? Don't you love it? You get paid from day one, even for screwing up, right? So we're going to study, do, teach simultaneously, and we are going to mentor with our team members, and the ultimate mentor is the mentor that models the performance. So here are the 4 things that we need to model as leaders to launch our leaders in our team. Are you ready? These will not be surprising to you. The first is recruiting. Is anyone surprised by this? Sitting right here in the front row is our #1 recruiter in the entire country of Portugal. Right? She is a rock star. Watch this. What's your average enrollments per month? 20. She enrolls 20 people a month. How many of you hate her already? And that's average. I know some months are higher, some months are lower. So she has mastered the art of recruiting. Let me give you a little secret. Her name is Rita. Rita is the answer. Rita is what your business is lacking. Rita solves all momentum issues. If you feel stagnant or slow in your business, Rita, R-I-T-A, recruiting is the answer. Rita, you gotta have some Rita in your team. There's like a song about that somewhere or something. All right, okay, so thanks for playing. Amazing, okay. #2, advancing a rank, right? It's important to model growth in the company, okay, to set that example. #3, integrity. Have to be an example of integrity. Okay, we talked about that a little bit already with honesty. And #4, productivity. Doing things that actually grow our business. Organizing the oils alphabetically in the closet does not count. It might be necessary, it might be wonderful, but it doesn't count. Our next job is to use and teach the system. Okay, to use and teach the system. You're all familiar with Empowered Success already and how this works and how this duplication cycle has made things so much simpler, right? The launch guide, if I just can put a plug in here, because I've discovered that many haven't spent much time in this. The launch guide could be retitled, How to Get to Elite. Okay, how to get to elite. Everything is there. Now we're assuming that prior to this, they've also gone through all the other guides, right? Live, share, build. But launch has the meat to move them through to elite. And why is elite so important to us? Everything is foundation on elite, right? Elites, it's like the domino effect. Elites create silvers. Silvers create diamonds and beyond. So this is our elite factory machine, okay? You want to get good at this business? Get good at creating elites. That's your guide to do it, okay? So embrace that. Now, who should be teaching these things? In your trainings, this is important because we get a little bit caught up in, well, I'm a diamond, I'm a blue diamond. I've been a blue diamond for 8.5 years, so I should get to teach. Rank doesn't necessarily mean that you should teach, okay? Not necessarily. A growing business doesn't necessarily mean that you should be the teacher. Because you could have a growing business because you have some workers, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that you're working. What I'm looking for, who I want teaching, I want the person teaching that has earned the right because they are actively involved and they are having results. They're teaching classes, they're enrolling people, right? They are achieving the results. Okay, does the difference make sense? Okay, those are the people I want teaching. I want Rita teaching how to recruit. She's better at it than me. I've never enrolled 20 people in a month. Well, maybe in the beginning. Okay, now, one word of caution. One of our most dangerous things in our environment is overtraining our team. We can have paralysis because we've overtrained. So let's keep it simple. Let's keep it basic. Let's just go straight through the maze of crazy, okay? And make it simple, all right? Okay, lead people, manage conflicts. Oh, man. Teach your people to kill distractions and protect against terrorists. Okay, cross-recruiting, stealing, sabotage, negative speak. That voice in your head that tells you you can't do it that we've heard so much about. It's a terrorist. Pull it out of your head, stomp on it. Okay, just kill it. Right? You'll have to do it more than once. It keeps finding its way back in. We've got to become experts at conflict resolution. In your team, we're human. This is the perfect business model until you add people. Right? Our business model is perfect until you add us, because we bring drama and trauma. Right? It's human nature. It's what we do. And so just have this visual with me. I have 10 seconds left. We're going over time. Sorry. Have this visual just for a second in your head. You get up at 3 a.m. You're thirsty. You're headed out to the kitchen to grab a glass of water. And you happen to glance over in the corner by the curtains. And you notice it's kind of smoldering. There's kind of some smoke over there. Maybe a little bit of a spark. Maybe a little bit of a flame. And you look and think, well, that's unfortunate. And you put your glass down, and you go back to bed. Now, how many of you would do that? None of us, right? Because we know what's about to happen. House is on fire, right? We're going to tackle this now. Yet we do that every day in our businesses. Oh, there's a fire over here. It's smoldering. It's smoking. It's going to go. It'll fix itself. I'll get to it tomorrow. What's it look like tomorrow? Right? We got to become experts at conflict resolution and at forgiveness. Because we all make mistakes. Right? And harboring a hate-filled grudge, as one of my mentors shared with me, harboring a hate-filled grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Who does it actually harm? Us. Right? So let it go. Okay, real quick. Real quick. Okay, as a leader, here's the 3 C's you're going to avoid. Criticism, condemnation, and complaining. No, no, no. We all good? Here's the 3 A's. Oh, good. I'm out of time. They're going to yell at me. Where's Addison? Oh, he's not even there. So we'll keep going. Okay, so we're avoiding criticism, condemnation, and complaining. I think it's obvious as to why, right? Do we need to explore those? I don't think we do, right? Okay, here's the 3 A's that you want to embrace. Aww. Appreciation, acceptance, and acknowledgement. These are human needs that we all crave and desire to have. So, give them, right? Give them to your team members. Okay, last slide. How do you transition someone into becoming an independent leader? We got to celebrate every win. Start with the small stuff. Celebrate an enrollment. Celebrate a first class, a second class, a new customer, a larger than normal order, any order. Okay? Celebrate it, right? However you choose to do that. Teach and mentor, show rather than tell. Take people with you to events and trainings. Guys, at events is where you move our business from their head to their heart. That is what happens at events. That's why leadership is so important. At convention and any other event coming to an area near you, it moves from the head to the heart, and the heart is what matters. We're emotional creatures. We make decisions based on emotion. It's all heart, right? And then finally, find a space for them to excel within your team. And just let them grow, okay? Let them hit the start now button on becoming a leader in your team. And run next to them, and at some point, you're going to wave goodbye to them as they run ahead of you. Hallelujah. All right. Thank you.